chief virologist at Texas A&M University. He joins us live in Texas for more. All right, Benjamin, I think one thing, when you look at these diseases that come back, it was absolutely shocking only recently to see that polio had been detected in New York and in London. Does that stun you as well? And where are things like this coming from?
Yes and no. I think each one of these is a different situation. So with polio, you have a virus that's being detected in the sewers that
Yep.
may or may not be coming from an actual outbreak. This may be people that have a lifelong sort of carrier state. So it's hard to be sure. But these do seem to be happening around the same time, so I can see why people put it together.
Sure.
Ebola's a different case, though, because there's so much Ebola out there in the forests around Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo in particular. There are bats, there are a variety of small animals, some rodents, even a tiny deer that have been reported to potentially carry this thing. So it's not that it was once under control, it's that there's a large reservoir out there. And it's kind of like, well, the American game would be whack-a-mole, where you try and knock down the virus every time it pops up, and it keeps popping back up.
Yeah, and I guess it is hard to group these things together because we've seen a resurgence of some diseases, for example, in the United States, because people don't want to vaccinate their children, like measles. But then, you know, as you mentioned, things like Ebola, they just keep cropping back up. And some of them don't have vaccines like this Sudan variant, right?
Yeah, that's right. It would be relatively easy for someone in a laboratory to modify the current vaccines so that they would potentially cover the Sudan virus, but there would be some testing required, and that's the part that they're saying is too slow. So the WHO have actually put out a decent-sized announcement on the reasons why the vaccines are inappropriate for controlling this particular outbreak, at least at this time. I think if it continues to grow, though, that may be something that they look at for certain, yes.
So what concerns you in this realm of the diseases that just keep coming back?
Yeah. Now, the preventable diseases, things like measles, things like chickenpox, it really bugs me every time I hear that one of those is coming back. And if polio does come back, that is completely on us. We have a very good vaccine, and it's just a matter of using it. It works much better in arms than it does in the bottle. With other diseases like Ebola, these are diseases that we may not ever be able to fully control just because there will always be animals out there potentially carrying it. And vaccinating all the animals in the forest is beyond anything that we can do at this point in time. But I think if we can limit it to just those big problems and deal with all the completely preventable problems, the world is a lot better place and we have a lot fewer virus stories.
All right, Benjamin Neuman, excellent to talk to you. Thanks.